Hey everyone, it is Crystal with Pineapple Papers, and I have another Color Rush Studio Design Team layout. So I love this quilted paper. It's kind of a lot all at once, so I decided to actually just cut out the corners. And then what I'm going to do is I left kind of that scalloped edge on each side. And I'm going to go ahead, I actually scored the whole thing thinking that I was going to fold over all of the bits. But in actuality, I am going to actually fold over every other one of them. But I also decided to cut out a few so that I could fold them up just kind of in the corners as well. So I did go ahead and score those. So I do have the score tool for my trimmer. I don't think I put it in right because I couldn't get it to work. So I just used my, oh gosh, this thing is so old, but I love it. I use it all the time. It is from M. I'm not really sure. But it's got like a ball on the top and then you pull it out and flip it over and it's a paper piercer. So I use that all the time. So I'm just using that bald edge that you see here just to score those lines on the stitching, which you could totally stitch. But our challenge this month to the design team was to do some folding. So most of my layouts this month, I'm going to try to remember to do a little bit of folding on. So that's what I'm doing here. And I did use some tape runner to hold those down. I have noticed that it didn't stay. So if you really wanted them to stick down flat, I would use some liquid glue, which I did go back and put some liquid glue on some of them, but not all of them. I figure they're going to lay fairly flat once I get it in my album after all. So wasn't really a big deal. So I have this photo of my husband and my son and my husband's friend, and they were all on a flight, and there were 3 of them, and I was like, oh, I have the cutest little gnomes from the add-on kit. So I dug those out. I'm going to use all 3 of those on my layout here. And the back side of this beautiful quilted paper is like a ledger. And so I'm going to go ahead and map my photo with that. I am going to distress the edges a little bit. I have been distressing a lot. Well, I don't know. I think I've always distressed, but I do feel like I've been distressing maybe a little bit more than normal. I'm not sure. But that's the only thing that's going to be distressed. I think it just needed a little extra something because it only has 1 mat and it's pretty kind of calm. And it's not that it blends into the back, even though they're all wearing blue, go figure. And the background is blue. I think I probably could have popped it up and it would have been a little bit more like, hey, look at me, which is what I want most of the time for my photos. But I think that the little bit of the distressing helped with that. So I did go off screen and did my title with the thickers that we get in the kit. And my title is going to be Flying with My Gnomies because I thought that was really funny. And I had the little gnomes, and so yeah, so I'm pretty happy with that. So I have it on wax paper right now, just kind of trying to figure out like the spacing. And then I really wanted to draw a little more attention to the little areas that I kind of cut out in the corners. So I'm going to take some pom-pom trim and I'm actually going to put it in one of those flip overs on the top as well as the bottom. And then I'm just going to use some Nuvo Deluxe adhesive to stick it down. So I'll put my glue in there and then I will hold the pom-pom trim down for just a second. And it works really well. And it just adds a little bit of extra that kind of brings it to the front that, hey, I've done something a little bit different in this corner. So I'm going to go through my ephemera. I don't want to pull too many, I don't know, florals and such. I'm trying to keep it slightly masculine, not that that really matters, but so I'm going to take 2 of the tags. So these are from one of the papers that I cut apart and fussy cut out. So I have this kind of, I don't know, it's kind of tan tag. And then actually I think the other tag per se that I'm going to add over there is actually going to be one of these banners that I fussy cut from there as well. And then I had that blue wreath. I just felt like I needed something on the other side of the photo. And so I cut that in half and put that up there. I did contemplate using my butterflies from the kit since they fly, but instead I decided I would add a bird up there. It just kind of nestles right in between the word flying and with. And then I grabbed 2 florals. One of them is the vellum floral, and I put that down at the bottom, and then another just die cut floral I put up into the top, and I just tucked that right into those folded areas. So I'm going to take a little bit of time and go through the rest of the ephemera, see if I want to switch out my bird, which I don't, and see if there's anything else that I want to add. So I am going to go and put everything down, and then I need something for my tags. So I have this black and white polka dot frazzle left over from last month, which I'm not really sure how I have it left over, but I'm very happy about that. Because I think it goes really well with the black lettering for the title. I think it brings in a little bit more of that black, and I like that. So I just cut off tiny little pieces, folded them, and I'm going to take my stapler, just your regular office stapler, and I'm going to staple those down. So that is going to do it for my layout today. I have a couple of close-ups for you. I just love these little gnomes from the add-on kit. So I will have the shop link down below as well as the Facebook. And if it's your first time shopping, use my code Crystal10. That'll save you 10%. So remember to